Dragonhairs, it's time for another summoning event. That's right, we have all of our gems all set up. We have all of our Heliolite dice all set up. If you are interested in watching, we're going to also preview all the heroes, figure out which path we should take for which champions to get. We got Aura, Wild, Rally, Wild, Burn, all sorts of goodies. So we're going to look at all this good stuff. In addition to all this good stuff we're going to look at, if you want to download the game, give it a shot, you're going to want your first set of summons to be a selected summons event because you're going to get enough gems to really compete one. You'll end up with enough worm marrow. Sorry, the names are silly. You're going to end up with enough worm marrow that you'll be able to actually complete a selected summons, at which point you'll be able to start building your team around that selected summons. So as soon as you get the game, this is basically the first thing you're going to do once you start collecting all your freebies. Actually, once you play through Dragon Chess, which you have to do before you get to collect all your freebies. But in addition to all this stuff, you can download the game using my link. Once you download the game using my link, if I can find it, there is a creator code spot somewhere or other. A challenger. I'll never find this. I found it like 2 minutes ago, and now I'm gonna lose it immediately. Whatever. There's a creator code spot. You'll find it as you click around and mess with the game, and you just put in Snap Judgments, SNAPJUDGMENTS. All of this is linked in the description to the video and the top comment if you're interested. So please do check it out. It would mean a lot if you're willing to do so. All right, cool. We did a video going over the story mode, which I think is just the coolest story mode in any gacha over on the main on Snap Judgments YouTube. This is coming up on the Pulse Glacier YouTube, where we do many a Dragonheir video every week. This is the most generous gacha around. It is my favorite gacha around. Let's take a look at what we're going to be getting today. So we have a ridiculously cool looking Thorgos, fire damage shield that deals fire damage, enhances survivability through wild dice rolls, and increases damage of battle skills and ultimate skills based on wild dice results. So basically what wild does is it rolls dice to do more stuff. So you get a bunch of fire damage to the current target, and then for each dice roll you ignore 6% of defense. So I don't wild is really, really high variance. I'm not a big wild fan. They look really cool. The wild champions look really cool. We're also going to be, the other wild is the Chorak Goblin. Look, I'm not going to be going after a wild champion here. You get to choose one at the end once you do your 300 summons. You get to just choose whichever one you want, which is obviously for a gacha ridiculously generous, especially if you played basically any other gacha, right? So Chorak is who I would go for because he, look, if you're a goblin riding a giant rat wearing a crown, being a giant turd and playing with fire, I feel like I want you. I'd be very, very happy to have Chorak, but I'm not going to pull for him. He's a damage shield that deals fire damage, increasing wild attack allies. Dice roll results. So he's really important for wild because if you're going to build wild, you really do want to increase those dice results to decrease the variance. Then there is Flora, not Daenerys Targaryen, sorry. Fire damage deal that deals fire damage, crazy, and enhances damage through wild dice rolls while dealing damage. So just more damage for wild dice rolls. Again, if we look before we go forward, right, this is our first option. We can end up getting one of these champions. It tells us what heroes we can get. We've got the three aforementioned, and then a couple more, right? We've got a potential Pakeston, who's a fire damage dealer who ignites enemies, basically inflicts the burn. We've got Ashidus, who's a fire damage dealer that deals fire, inflicts burn, and scorching rhythm, so further extra burn damage, basically. So we have a lot of optionality for the fire. The problem is if we go over to my champions, right? We go over to my champions, and then we go right here to our search, and now we go right over here to our wild school, right? Our wild school is 1 whole legendary. Our burn school is 0 whole legendaries. We'd have to get lucky with some pulls to really have any real interest in trying to build this faction. We're just too far behind when we're too far ahead elsewhere, especially given that the other option is going to be our lovely, lovely Aura, right? So we have the same 3 for everything. Then Aura, we have a chance at Talithia, who I already have, who's straight up my best champion. She turns into a giant dragon and wrecks the board. She's unbelievably cool. Talithia is must have. I strongly urge you get her if you can. She is the best damage dealer for her class in the game. She's brand new. She's great. We also have Leda, who I don't know at all. Leda is a radiant damage shield that triggers damage and triggers counter strike when attacked, enhances while under blaze. So she's a damage dealer that goes up front, which is a nice thing to have for this faction. And then she's going to trigger counter attack whenever she gets hit, and she's got to find a way to put blaze on herself, right? So she's going to take 10 aura energy and radiant damage as her ultimate, and damage to so all enemies within range for each enemy hit gains 5 aura and launches a follow-up attack on the target area. For every 25 aura she has, she deals additional damage. She has extra crit damage for everyone. When taking direct damage, 6% chance of triggering Blaze. So she needs to trigger her Blaze to really do any of her stuff, but it gives her a secret crown, and that basically means she counter strikes, right? Radiant Vein, again, she gets a bunch of counter strikes. She's okay. I think she's pretty good. We have our other option here is some rally champions. Here we have Gladys, Radiant Damage Dealer, that deals radiant damage and grants rally to heroes and allies, and enhances rally gained by allies. So Rally is so she's got an all attack aura, which is a nice thing. Rally is a stackable buff. All rally stacks are consumed when you cast an ultimate, and then extra things happen. Right. The hero receives 1 stack upon gaining rally when an ally. So she doubles her rally basically. When ally rally overflows, excess is stored, and on Gladys up to 5 stacks of rally. When a rally attack casts an ultimate, if the rally stack is less than 3, she consumes it for a rally spell casting. Cool, right? So she gets extra rally. She also has a big recharge on her journey together. Um, and then she has her big ultimate that fires a light orb at each rally hero and bounces to the enemy they're attacking, dealing radiant damage when the orb hits and a 40% attack up for 10 seconds. So she's pretty cool. Is she amazing? I don't think so, but she's pretty cool. Um, Felindor is a radiant damage dealer who I may actually want. I'm between Felindor and our mermaid friend. So a 30% in dungeons is really nice. Pushing dungeons is a good way to boost your team. He has an armor penetration attack when for each stack of rally that instance of ultimate skill ignores 10% of defense, which is a really nice passive, right? And then deals radiant damage to surrounding enemies, so it just runs in the middle and deals a bunch of radiant damage. And then we have unleashes a rain of moonlight for 6 seconds, channeling a moonlight beam. So look, here's what we're looking at here. So what we're gonna go over to our champions to help us make that again. That's Talithia. She's who you get. Like if you don't have her, you get her. Um, I might just get the second mermaid, but what we're looking at here is that we have there's a way to find rally here, right? Rally. We have 2 rally legendaries, and we can start building a rally team if we go further. Hubert is um enhances the instance of ultimate skill up to 3 stacks, which is really nice. It goes really, really well with Laurenthiel, who has an ultimate skill that casts an aura that gives a ton of crit damage. Sorry, that's not the aura. Who casts an aura that increases crit rate and basically gives you a ton of extra damage. These two seem really, really good together, right? And when they seem really good together, that means I kind of want to build around Rally a little bit. I do have um for other rally champions. Serious thing that I would like to be immediately obvious is which of these are dragon chess champions, right? Like I don't know how to tell whether and what other Annalises has a dragon chess champion like piece or not, except to like actually look it up in the game, and that's mildly annoying. So we're gonna pull, and then let's decide as we go where we're gonna go. Are we ready for 300 pulls? And that's right, we're just gonna do 300 pulls. If you're new here, look, I think we're actually gonna go for Asmodel. I don't really want her. I like. All right, we're gonna try and build rally. Let's try and build rally. The double rally stacks and store rally stacks of Gladys seems really, really good. So we're gonna go for Gladys. I think we're gonna select here. Um, these are the heroes in the summon pool. Again, we have the 3 fire, and then we have the rest of the summon pool with a bunch of cool stuff, a bunch of extra radiant. We're gonna press OK, and now we're gonna kick off our first 10 summon. Cling, cling. We're not watching that. All right, we'll watch one. We ended up with. It's going to show you when we get the good one. We end up with a Kalis, a nice Radiance Wizard. Not bad. Look, a new epic is always nice. Most of the time, we just get Essence of Creation, which is a nice like. It lets us increase attributes of equipment, which is a thing that's useful to have. But like, we have cool. We're just getting new epics here. That's always nice. We have Martina, another Radiance damage dealer. This is a rally one. That's pretty cool to have access to. Oh, Filto. Well, aren't you handsome, Filto? Filto is a debonair gunner. Okay. I guess we got to go look at Filto, and then we'll continue on. All right, whatever. Let's go take a look at. Actually, we can just do it here, right? Radiant damage hero that deals radiant damage. He is a rally hero that consumes rally to enhance his ultimate. Basic attacks cause an arcane explosion of radiant damage. Well, hero won't gain attack speed bonus. Extra attack speed gained will convert it to attack. Nice. Fires 3 cannons at the target. Each shot deals radiant damage that is within range. If more than 2 targets are hit, gains a stack of rally. So he struggles a little to get rally. Um, and then he just does a bunch of stuff with his rally at the end. Hey, cool. Very, very happy to have an extra Radiant champion. Let us keep going. We got another one. We got Jillian. I don't know who Jillian is. Is Jillian the one I wanted? Jillian's the one I really wanted. All right. So if Jillian is who I think she is, I'm 80% sure she is. Let's just finish that. Again, one legendary is perfectly fine. Jillian is the Radiant Healer, right? Getting an extra Radiant Healer is really, really nice. Healing the ally with the lowest HP and giving it 30% damage reduction is really nice. Healing an ally with some 50% HP, she grants a stack of recovery over time and heals all allies and dispels a buff and gives defense too. That's a really, really solid PvE longer battle thing to have access to. She's not the one I wanted, but she is still very, very good. One more, and then I'm going to show you something so cool about this game. We have a second Laurenthiel, so Laurenthiel is going to be upgraded. We already have Laurenthiel, but fine. Continue on. Oop, we'll just buy our last two to continue on. All right, so I want to show you very quickly the thing you can do here. You can click right here, and it's going to just tell you how many more you need. Oop, we got 5 extra dice there too. So when we click it, right, we can then go over to, where is it? There's a way to do this. It's really, really easy here to see right here, info. 69 summons from a guaranteed legendary. So we're hitting legendaries and we still have a guaranteed legendary every 70 or so. It's really, 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 really nice how often you get extra bonus stuff there. And that the game just straight up tells you, here's what you can get, right? Here's what you can get. Are you premium? Who are you? Thalendor, who's not what we got. The premium ones are the ones you have to like get through this, right? That's going to be really hard to turn down Thalendor at the end here for our friend Gladys, but we're gonna do it. And then we have a chance of getting all the rest of you guys throughout. We've so far gotten a couple of the Radiant, right? We ended up with a Jillian, a second Danello might change some things for me too. I would very much like a Sagamir. An extra Radiance tank seems solid. I do have a Radiance tank, but having more seems good. Some extra supporters aren't the worst thing in the world. Like, there's a lot of good stuff here. I have Huberg, I guess. I also wouldn't mind more of Garius, who's probably the best epic in the game, and not someone I use all the time, but someone I still really like. All right, let's keep summoning. Again, we're just nailing new epics, so that is just genuinely good news. By 5. With whiff, but again, not terrible. Oh, Thorgos, who sure looks like a fire. Yeah, that's a fire. Oh, cool. Thorgos looks very cool. Let's get and then let's take a look at Thorgos, the giant fire axe dude. Hell yeah! Fire damage deal deals fire damage, enhances survivability through wild dice rolls. Uh, damage of battle skills and ultimate skills based on wild dice results. So he's just a big old fire damage dealer that can recast based on some good die rolls. We're happy to have it. We continue on. All right. Are we done 100 yet? Let's just hit. Here's about 100 dice. Let's go. We are. We will be at 200 at the end of this. Let's continue to roll. Oh, another one. Victor. Hey, that's my high school best friend's name. We got a little dwarf with a pipe and a big old, sorry, gnome with a pipe and a cool looking sword. We'll see what he does as we go. This is seemingly a fire champion, although it is a Support with Incandescence. Fire damage dealer that inflicts debuffs and converts their buffs into debuffs. Big old accuracy, nice. Marks the enemy. When the hero inflicts a debuff on them, the mark lasts the same amount as the marked enemy. Reduces, they deal 35% less damage. And the ultimate energy of their healer will also be reduced by 30%. Okay. Deals fire damage, removes buffs, buff prohibition. That's really nice. And then the ultimate is going to be a big old fire damage that will convert basically everything into fire. Not bad, not bad at all. We might end up with almost a fire team at this rate. The problem is, again, we're just short on the overall stuff, right? We continue on. Whiffing a lot here, but we're good. We're going fast. Whoop. Rash. Oh no, we have a rash. Oh, rash looks kind of awesome. We got an ogre, right? A dark fire orc. Hell yeah, rash. Rash we'll look at in a minute. So Rash is a fire damage dealer. Crazy. Gains Heart Flame, enhanced battle skill, and through wild dice rolls. Okay, another wild person. So now at least we have like 3 wild things, and we're almost like to a point where like we consider getting the like wild headliner. One more. All right, that was it. We now get our free 10, or free 15, excuse me. Summon 10 more. We're just going to buy the 5, and then we'll buy more than the 5 after. We are officially, I think, maxed out on all the epics here, which is fine, which is a totally cromulent place to be. We are now at, I believe, 220, so we should need 80 more. And we're going to go right over to here to double check our info. We are 14 from a guaranteed legendary, so we'll get another legendary as we do our 80 here. I'm going to pull 70 to make sure. So again, saving gems is always wise, right? And this should be a guaranteed legendary unless something is wrong. It is. We get Holdork. All right, well, we have Holdork, and Holdork sucks. I don't like Holdork very much, but fine. He's a copy of a Lego. A whiff. A whiff. Another Holdork. What a great. All right, I guess Holdork's probably good now because he's just got like plus 30% stats, which is how this works. All right, that's it. That should be it, right? We're at it. Selectable. And now we just get to pick one. Like, that's the coolest thing, right? Oh, we ended up getting Thorgos, so we don't even have to pick him. We can get Chorak and try and build a wild team. Or we can go with our Gladys. Uh, we ended up with enough stuff that I'm going to try Gladys. We got the headliner for free. And now we also just casually get Gladys, who's going to be upping all of her rally buffs. Boom. This is the most generous gacha ever. You save your gems. You can't do this every week, but you can do this once every 2 to 3 weeks just by saving your gems free to play. And honestly, you'll be perfectly fine if you throw a couple bucks at this ridiculously generous game. If you do, don't forget to figure out where the hell, because I can't figure it out right this minute, but don't forget to figure out where the hell to put in gotta just click all my stuff. Don't forget to put in that Pulse Glazer code when we can figure out where the hell that goes. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it at the end of the video. I'm gonna go on a scavenger hunt with y'all. Look at all the stuff we get. Look at, like, just from pulling, look at all the stuff we get. It's like, here's resources, here's resources, here's resources. And you can always click it. You don't have to guess what it does. That's our season milestone stuff. We have Legacy Coffer, which again we can figure out what all this does. Boom. We're almost at cap, but not quite, so we're good. Alright. Let's figure out where this goes, friends. Where does this go? Inside the resistance? No, that's just free stuff, right? we can purchase to obtain extra rewards. We can get the whole bottom thing. Again, just ridiculously good deals left and right. Value pack, really cheap. Member tracking, meander tracking, excuse me. Got to fight through the meander for this, and the meander's a pain in the butt, but it's worth it. $1 for 10 summons, lovely. Today's offer, 49 cents for some goodies. Shop over cloud, a tire shop. Okay, so we're not here. We're not here. But look at, like, you just can get yourself, you can buy yourself at various times. In addition to attire, you can buy yourself all sorts of cool stuff. You can have trails behind you when you run, and like you can earn attire points to do all of that stuff. Where are we? All right. No. Community exploration. I gotta press all those buttons, huh? Link Discord, I did that. Ace Challenger. We're not quite there yet, right? But that we'll get to Ace Challenger soon. Hard training. Special supply. Boom. Top up. Selectable legendary hero. If you get ticket stubs. Value pack. Look at like these are insanely good deals. This game is horribly, horribly generous. And I'm gonna be look, and we just did that. That was our selected summon with our bonus event, which we just completed. Cool. Oh, there's also a content creator center, where you can find me. Like my videos are there sometimes in the game, and it's really, really cool when that happens, and it makes me really, really happy. I love this game. Hopefully you do too. I literally cannot remember where to put this, but I will put some instructions in the description of the video, and hopefully you can join the game and put in my code. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. I don't want to keep you while I wander around. Peace.